Winter has come, and the Christmas season is upon us. It's December 1st. And there's been some holiday movies that have come out in the past little while. Spirited, a new holiday musical, seems cheery on the surface. But what lies deep within the lore of this new holiday special? I've watched this, and I want to share some of my thoughts on it. Now, before I begin, I do want to say that I think it's a cute show, and it probably wasn't meant to be dissected in the way that I'm thinking of it, but there are some dark things if you look deep in the lore of the show. So, where to start? Spirited, it's about the afterlife. It's about Scrooge. It's about Scrooge's journey after he dies. Now, the very first of the show, we're basically introduced to this version of the afterlife. So, where do people go when they die in this holiday story? Do they go to some land of peace and prosperity, freedom? Do they go to some place where, a pagan afterlife, a Christian heaven, nirvana? I don't know, there's lots of things people believe about the afterlife. No, none of those. People, when they die in this musical, they arrive in some fancy Christmassy corporate office of a theater production company where they're made to work seemingly 24/7. I'm not sure. It's not clear whether they have any time off, but it is clear that the spirit, Jacob Marley, who used to be a shrewd businessman in his past life, one of Scrooge's business partners, is in charge of the whole thing. Spirits are tasked with working on elaborate supernatural performances to try and get one not so kind person a year to maybe change their ways. Oh, the darkness has come. So, I'm gonna put the light back on. Actually, bear with me one second. Okay. All right, we're back. This is a dark place I've brought us to, as you can see. It is a dark world, an eerie world, a supernatural world, much like the world of Spirited. So, where did I leave off? The interesting part is that Jacob Marley seems to be in charge of this whole thing. These spirits need to work for years and years just to make one not very nice or maybe even terrible person become a better person, a little bit nicer. until they're eventually earned a retirement. Does this retirement take them anywhere heavenly? No. It just takes them back to Earth so they can continue the cycle again. If you ask me, that sounds about as dystopian and hellish as it might get. You know? I mean, I guess if you were forced to work for a corporation in the afterlife, I guess making a fun holiday musical might be better than working in a sweatshop or something like that. But who knows how long these spirits have to work? Do you get their chance just to go back to Earth? And they obviously don't want to be there. They obviously want to go back to Earth. They don't want to be forced to sing and dance for some terrible jerk rich guy just to make him decide to be a little bit better person. So, that's the first part of it. Some sort of evil corporatocracy has taken over the afterlife. And it seems to be run by Jacob Marley. Now, what else? These spirits seem to have supernatural powers. They can show themselves whenever they want. They can stop time. They can interact with the physical world if they really want to. They can cause strange effects to happen. And all the abilities that they have, all the resources that they could use to actually make the world a better place. You know, with their supernatural powers, they could do things like stop children from being hungry. They could bring starving children some food. They can interact with the physical world, obviously, in this show. They could, you know, they can choose to be visible to people at will. They could stop wars from happening with their supernatural powers. They could warn people of catastrophes with their ability to peer into the future. They could advise people and governments on how to create world peace. But no, somehow a corporatocracy has roped everyone in the afterlife into singing and dancing for one morally astray rich person. And only once a year. Seems like the spirited afterlife and the ghosts that inhabit it aren't actually that concerned with making the world a better place. At least not while under the leadership of Jacob Marley. If you think about it in a funny way, it's kind of like the idea of trickle-down economics, but for morality in the show. It's sort of like they're like, instead of actually trying to make the world a better place for like most of the people that live there, let's just use some of the most shitty people on the planet and let's just try and like spend all of our energy creating a weird musical for that so that they will like get over their trauma and maybe become a better person. And like, maybe if we help one of them change just a little bit every year, it's gonna somehow trickle down, or ripple, as they say in the show, to fixing the entire world. I know. I just think there's way better ways they could be spending their energy. Other than that, it's a pretty unique show. It's very unique, in fact, especially if you consider the weird, dark lore sort of theory that I've come up with. Music wasn't too bad. It was, some parts of it were pretty funny. It was alright. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Hope you guys have a good one. And have fun. If you're still here, consider subscribing. Help get this channel off the ground. We're gonna be doing some good old content. You know? Ha! Anyway, subscribe, like the video, and tell me what your favorite pair of slippers are. If you don't have one, go get one. Bye.